It's Friday and welcome to Comic Fights. This is I'm your target demographic, and today we have two Marvel characters facing off against each other. One relatively well known yet underappreciated, one very much appreciated but relatively unknown. So let's start by looking at the Invisible Woman, Sue Storm. She was given her powers by a cosmic ray, like a storm that their ship went through, and the four of them, the Fantastic Four, all gained powers. Her power is on a basic level to become invisible, so she creates a field around her which basically bends light and whatever so that you can see right through her, or at least it appears that you can see right through her. She can also use this force field as a protection, so she can kind of withstand pressure, withstand blasts, and kind of protect herself and potentially other people. So she can put that field around other people. She can use that field to create objects, essentially, so she could create a staff that she could fight with. She can create little force fields inside of someone's head. Okay, so she can either give them like a little stroke or make their head straight up explode. She can even make someone's optic nerves invisible, which makes them blind. I don't know if that's how it would really work, using science, but it works that way in the comic books. So like I said, she has a force field that can protect her. But this force field is really as strong as her will is. So as she kind of gets worn down, the longer she has it up, it gets weaker, and someone could break through it or push it with enough force that it would hit her. So if like a car hit her force field, it could potentially feel like it was hitting her. While inside the force field, she is immune to telepathy and to psychic attacks. And if it wasn't enough offensively that she could make your head explode, she could also create a force field around someone's head and essentially suffocate them. So I bet some of you are thinking that Invisible Woman sounds really badass, and she is. She is undoubtedly the most powerful member of the Fantastic Four. So let's talk about her opponent, Jonathan Starsmore, known as Chamber. Chamber was discovered and became a member of the group Generation X. His power manifested, and it basically, energy kind of erupted from his body and blew out most of his chest and jaw. So now there's just a gaping hole where energy is constantly surging out of. So basically, the most useful way that he uses this is to blast extreme amounts of power at people, that he can just let them have it, and it's an incredible amount of force. He also doesn't have the capability to speak anymore, so he has the ability to speak using telepathy, and he can also use that offensively, so he can kind of hurt people mentally, give them migraines, kind of attack them psychically. Defensively, Chamber has a big advantage that his body is basically just the shell that his energy lives in. Okay? So he doesn't need to eat, he doesn't need to breathe. He's basically living energy that just inhabits this puppet of a body. So Invisible Woman could make his head explode, but he doesn't need it. She could put a force field around his head to suffocate him, but he won't mind. But would he be able to offensively get through her force fields? Could he exert enough energy to shatter, to wear her down, to break through that force field? So both of them, very powerful, but almost immune to the other's attacks. So what do you think would happen here? How do you see this playing out? In the comments below, give me examples of cool things they've done, or who you think would take it. Do you think Chamber could exert enough force to break through her force fields? I mean, people have said that he has Omega level potential if he were to just get over his insecurities and kind of like believe in himself. But right now, he's not doing that. Do you think he can break through those force fields? Or do you think Invisible Woman could defensively hold him off and then use some of her other powers to take him out? So let me know who you think takes this one. And then also let me know future fights that you want to see. We'll catch you next time.